Real, powered by Ned Group Life. Let's make it happen. Today we're talking infertility with homeopath Dr. Colin Le Grange. And it doesn't only affect the ladies, so guys, it's time to pay attention too. We're going to be looking at some of the causes and some of the things that you can do to improve your chances of falling pregnant. Dr. Colin, infertility is becoming increasingly common amongst men and women these days. What are some of the factors that are contributing to this?
Well, Lisa, apart from the pathology factors and disease processes, most of it is lifestyle. In my opinion, stress and sugar are our modern day contraceptives.
So why is stress so bad for us then?
Stress is when you release too much cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone that helps us to cope with, it's kind of like a long-term adrenaline. Problem with it is that, think of it like a credit card or petrol on your fire. Our logs on our fire would be our food, our air, our rest and our emotions. So if we're not eating properly, breathing properly, resting enough, and we're unhappy, we're going to have problems where we now start to produce too much cortisol. It's like chucking petrol on your fire. So most people are in debt, they're running on this petrol can all day, and it's making high amounts of cortisol.
So what is cortisol and why is it so bad for fertility?
It's actually nature's starvation hormone. So the animals only produce cortisol when they're starving or if they're in captivity. Both times we know they're very bad for reproduction. The reason for that is where progesterone comes into it. Progesterone is the hormone that makes all the reproductive hormones such as testosterone and estrogen. Now cortisol is also made from progesterone. So stress takes precedence. If our body's under stress, we'd rather turn progesterone into cortisol instead of into testosterone, which is necessary for sperm and eggs, and estrogen, which is necessary for the eggs to grow. As a result, we get a whole cascade of compensatory responses, where we start to find that estrogen now levels are either going too high at the wrong time in the cycle as a compensation where when they weren't ready in the beginning, the body makes too many eggs now start to produce too much estrogen. We have complications such as estrogen dominance, conditions like endometriosis stem from that, a lot of painful periods, large clots in the bleed, very, very bad PMS. Then you've got the other end of the scale where you have a deficiency pattern. Cortisol also stimulates our sugar levels, can stimulate insulin. Insulin in turn steals out testosterone levels and turns it into DHT, dihydrotestosterone, which has a very powerful androgenizing effect, masculinizing effect, which is not great for women. So we see the woman with the acne, the hair growth, the hair falling out on the head. With high levels of insulin, you start putting on weight around the waist. We have problems with men. Dihydroxytestosterone doesn't make testosterone available to sperm production. It rather steals it away. So cortisol, insulin, our lifestyle, wheat and sugar. Keep eating wheat and sugar, you're going to keep creating contraceptive processes.
So a lot of it's up to us then. We could actually prevent maybe 90% of this.
Well, I think a lot of the people that we have now are out of balance. They don't have a major pathology, their body's heading that way if they don't look after it, but a lot can be done.
So where does alternative medicine fit into this and how can it help us?
The forte of alternative medicine is mainly in creating balance, in allowing hormone responses to be more appropriate, where homeopathy and acupuncture have their forte. Chinese medicine and naturopathic medicines come in where they give missing resources. They help with getting systems working again.
So it's not a cure, but it definitely can increase our chances.
Absolutely. You know, there are people who need medical intervention, surgical intervention, where there are conditions that are too far gone. But as a frontline start, I think a lot of people could begin with alternative medicine. Even if they need some form of assisted reproductive technology later, we're going to give the doctor a better conditioned body to work with.
And now for today's financial savvy tip. Understand your risk. Volatility is the degree to which your investment can rise or fall. The most volatile investments have produced the highest returns over the long term. To find out more about today's show and our featured experts and the chance to win awesome daily and weekly prizes, log on to keepitreal.co.za. So for those of you that are trying to fall pregnant, remember that it's up to you to change your lifestyle and that natural options are always best. That's it from me, Lisa Raleigh. Remember to keep it real. Until next time. Keep it real, brought to you by Ned Group Life. Let's make it happen.